So I'm gonna essentially go through a automation I have currently for my sublimated apparel business. Um, this automation, what this one does specifically is it takes that custom artwork that we made with the customer. So we have our art tracker here. Um, that's like Kanban view. This is all of our artwork that we're working on. We got a bunch of stuff checking for approval, approved. This is our Airtable artwork base. Um, Once the artwork gets approved, it goes over into um, approved artwork. Some of these things are in checking for approval as well, but 99% of these are either in paid close, panels complete, or approved. So once they get to this point, I created a trigger, a webhook trigger in this table where I just click it, and essentially it takes the full mockup sheet. So we have like a giant PDF mockup sheet here, and I'll click the button. I gotta make a store right now. So 10. So this is a store we're working on. I got a couple errors in this, so this is kind of why I'm recording this. Kind of just want to show some troubleshooting on this specific style of automation. But so essentially what it does though is like once I hit that trigger, once I hit that button, sends the webhook into here, sends the record ID from Airtable, and then it gets the record. So then it pulls all the record information. It's like the easiest, simplest way. So then your webhook can just be one variable, not a million. And then I get the record from Airtable, pull all the things I need. What I'm doing here is uploading, making an HTTP request to get all the file information from Airtable, because you can't, Airtable files aren't like shareable or anything. So we get all the data, we upload it to the Google Drive, then now it becomes shareable, and we can use it a lot easier. So what it does is then it uploads it to Google Drive, then it adds it back into the table. So I add a shareable link. So the shareable link I can share with production, I can share with the customer, I can share with anyone, sales rep, any of that stuff, super easily to share. But then I download the file. So I specifically download this file, and I have a set variable to then just name the file based off team name. And then I actually am sending these files to Cloud Convert. So this is like how we split our images. So I convert this PDF to JPEGs, individual JPEGs. So it's just 3 Cloud Convert modules in a row. You can do it with a Cloud Convert API request, but I try and do everything by modules to make it as simple as possible. So when someone comes back in to like fix it, if it's not me, it's super easy. Like you don't need to know like JSON or anything like that. You just use the modules. There's definitely some times where you have to use an API request and like, you know, have a body, JSON body and all that stuff. But this specific one, you don't need it. So upload it, convert file, get a job. Then I go back in and get the task. So then this pulls out all the information I need. This will iterate through the images. So I think there's like 9 images in here. And then this gets all the files from Cloud Convert. So this is actually this is just an HTTP request. I don't know why I can't say that, but yeah. So then an HTTP request then uploads all the images. So there's 19 actually to Google Drive, makes them all shareable, and then I actually send it into OpenAI model, and this goes in here, and then it actually categorizes it. So I have all the images are marked by name. So I can pull this open Google Drive. So all these, like the way we set up our artwork, it's all named at the top. All right, it's not gonna load for some reason. I think it's just too big of a file. But so yeah, all the artwork has the names at the top. So then it's inputting in the image, and it's categorizing it. So it's like long tights, joggers, all that stuff. And then I go to another categorization module, which then analyzes the photos to pick out the main color. So that's important too, because like some teams have multiple designs for the same product, so we need to have a designation of what color is what. Like we do a lot of like buy one uniform get one free, so people do like a white version and a darker color version. So categorizes all this information, and then I'm renaming the files by team name and result. So like team name / product name, and then it's uploading those into the back into the drive as individual files rather than a full PDF. And then I'm getting a share link for all these images. So I need share links to then update my Airtable, because I'm not just creating all these products for my health. I'm creating these for making team stores on our website like as fast as possible. So this module alone probably saves me 30 to 45 minutes per team store. So like this essentially create an automation where I could set up a team store in about 2 minutes off clicking one button. And I'm not doing any work anymore. I just click the button. I go in and check the team store, make sure everything's right. But yeah, there's not a lot of back end work. But so I have all those modules, and then it goes into a router, and then it routes it across all these paths. And all these paths are what they are is they're essentially filtered. Each one's filtered by the result and like what it should equal. So like I have specific names, product names in our tables, so that it's searching. So if it doesn't match one of these, it's not gonna go through. So like this one, bundle 13, men's compression tank, it matches here. And then it sends it through, creates the record. 2 compression tanks, well, 1 compression tank is what it created. Aerates out, and then it goes to search this record. It actually didn't get to the next step here. So this is what I'm actually troubleshooting right now, is I'm trying to figure out why this is not going into the next step. These two did not pull anything. So yeah, because this team store is missing a couple pieces. So as long as your data is the same and like you build it one time, build it the first time, and your data doesn't change. The thing is, we're still in the process of like perfecting what we're doing, so there's some changes that are made daily that kind of trigger out some of these automations, but yeah. So what I'm trying to do here though is the reason why I have the router is because it's searching that specific product, and I only want it to pull those specific products. And there's other ways to do it. Like you can do it a lot of different ways in Make. You could probably get it down to one module, but this is one of the more straightforward ways to just do it and like filter it out this way. It doesn't take long to set up either. But yeah, I'm gonna go into the diagram and kind of see what's going on here. having an issue with the compression tags. Alright, yeah, so that's why it says equal to. So I'm gonna open that artwork that I'm actually trying to use. Make sure everything's named right. Sometimes things aren't named right, so it doesn't go through. But yeah, so that's women's compression tank is right. Alright, so I already see an issue in here. No, it is in here. Alright, so we got men's/youth compression tank. Okay. Alright, so I like to open both options here. So sometimes it's a lot easier to have like the history open and the diagram open because you can't see the passer runs. So I'm gonna go in here and kind of look at what I want to do is look at my results, see what result I'm getting, see what ChatGPT is giving me. All right, it's giving me men's compression tank and men's compression shorts, so that's good. And then I'm gonna go back in here, make sure it's searching by the right thing, because it may not. Yeah, because it's men compression short equals product. Yeah, so this is gonna be an issue because it's searching men compression short and product technically in my table. So I actually have a different base for our products. So there's a lot of bases, a lot of tables. Like the sublimation apparel is pretty complex, and it depends on how you're doing it. Like there's definitely some simpler ways, but there isn't many. So let me see. Alright, so this is essentially what I have it, like this is my helper field, technically that's what it's called. So I have like compression tank, men, women. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna change my helper field. So this is like also, because it's like boys is men's cut, and that's what the mockup is. So I'm just gonna do boys is gonna be men's compression tank. So my helper field will get adjusted here. Hit copy. So I'm just gonna switch those to men, and then our youth cut is also men's compression tank. Cut, and then men up here. So this will just, once ChatGPT pulls this, because it's pulling the name of the file, so it's gonna pull this the right way now. Well, it should. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for compression short because there's same issue on these. So men compression short. So now all the helper fields should be the same. So we're gonna explain this a little more, the last few steps here. So it's searching the record by the result and the product field. So I have a helper table in my Airtable base that is essentially the result. It should equal the result. Then it iterates through the results, searches. So then I have it search my records in my specific team bulk orders table that's creating individual products for these team stores. So I don't want to duplicate any. So if I because sometimes I have to run it again if it misses something. So I'll go and fix it, run it again. So I'm searching it, and then if it exists, it's filtering it out. So it's like not creating duplicates. So then it goes in and creates the record. So I'll show you the table. So I have team items table. So essentially, this is all of our team items that are getting made. So they all get made to this table, and then if they're missing a Shopify ID, so right here, then they will show up in this view called Team Stores. So this view is also just set to a automation that's on watch records. So anytime a record's populated in here, it automatically triggers an automation to then create a product in Shopify. So I'll kind of show you the whole entire process. So I'm gonna go to my approved artwork table. I gotta find the team I need. So, and then I'm gonna just hit create record, and it's gonna regenerate a mockup file here, which is, it's not a big deal. It'll just regenerate this, but I'm gonna show you the whole process actually. Let me turn this on. So if I hit run once in make, and then I hit the webhook, it'll essentially like show me the whole flow and like where things are getting stuck. So it's kind of a little bit of a long one, but I'm gonna hit create, sends the webhook. So now it's running through the whole process, and it should start to populate my inside of team items, and then I'll show you as well it populating in make. So I can show you the whole process too of team store creation from that Airtable field. Well, Airtable table. While this is running, so it's running now. It's cutting up the PDF into JPEGs right there. So I'm gonna just go in here and show you the team store creation thing. So I have two different versions. I have one that's set on a webhook, and then one that's set on watch records. So sometimes if I need to like re-add something, I can just click in the table. I have a create product. So like say it got deleted or something, I need to recreate it. I can just hit create product, recreate the product, update it all, and it'll do it individually, and I don't have to run the whole thing again. So this is pretty complex, like not complex, but just a lot going on in this one. All right, so actually I'm gonna go back to this, sorry. So now it's, filtering through the products, creating them, well, searching them. Some of these are already created. So split shorts already created, not gonna create them again. So it filtered out right here on this step. But then go up here to these, which is men's compression tank. So this actually created it. It was not created before. So here's girls compression tanks. So these, and then once they get populated on the website, they'll disappear. So they show up really quick, and then it's an automatic watch records. I have it set to every minute that it's watching this table. So whenever someone clicks that button and create team store, like we can get someone's team store up pretty much immediately. So our ultimate goal is we have a portal built out. Once they're through the portal, they select team store, all their artwork's approved. They can actually click the button that says create a team store. And once they hit create a team store, it'll populate their whole entire team store, and it sends them an email about 5 minutes later and says, hey, here's your team store. Let's get your team ordering real quick. So everything in this world is how fast can you get it done for me, and like that's the solution we're trying to solve here with the team store thing. Like sometimes team stores, the way we were doing them, we were doing this for like 5 years. It took us like, it might take me a couple of days to get to, because I'm shipping stuff, I'm doing all such other stuff. So we just kind of spent the last like 6 months really just kind of trying to build out like a better infrastructure around what we're doing, and yeah, so we definitely got that going pretty quick. But But yeah, so that's running. I could show you how it's updating in Shopify. So it's updating all these um, products here, and then this is actually running right now as we're doing this. So what this does is it splits it. There's like multiple different options here. So like we have um, if a collection, because everything goes into a collection too. So I'll show you that as well. So we have multiple different collections. Like one collection is specific to a specific style of product. So we have like fast delivery product, which gets there in about 12 days or faster sometimes. And then we have our slower product that's like more economically priced. Like the faster you get it, the higher the price. The slower it comes, we can do a lot better price. So I have two different team store options. It automatically creates both team store options for these teams. Some teams specifically just want the fast one, which is our 365 one. We can leave it open all year long. Our other one is scheduled. It's a scheduled store, and it's not open all year long. So I already see there's an error in this as well, but the 365 all year round, this is a regular team store, so it populates a date. So right now I just have an arbitrary date in this one because they're not doing a bulk store, a 2-week open store. So this end date though is a trigger for another automation to then draft all these products. So after that 2 weeks, drafts all these products. They can go to their page still, but there'd be nothing on it. It'd just be empty. So going back to this though, so what this does, it watches the records, searches products, searches for a collection. So we're looking up these products to then create the product. So what we're doing is searching a product that already exists based on this information right here. So this is the already existing product that's linked, like our main product for this product. And what we're doing is searching that product and then essentially just duplicating it. So I keep clicking on the wrong stuff, but yeah, so then we're getting that product in step 4 in all these. Some of these are step 3, and we're getting that product and then just duplicating it out, pretty much copying it and then creating a new product. And I can go through this one a little more in depth in another video. I'm not going to get into it right now. It's super complex. Well, not complex, but just a lot of modules. So but yeah, that's essentially how we create team stores, like with using Make and OpenAI to categorize products and to quickly get them to our customer to start purchasing immediately. And there's a lot more steps to our process, but that's just like creating a team store and getting it up on the site as fast as humanly possible. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on like how we set up our apparel systems, you can definitely ask me. I'll give you some knowledge on like why we chose Airtable and Make and Shopify, and like why are those the things we're using, as well as our custom built CRM, which is built on Go High Level but branded but white labeled as Digital Nexus, which is my software development company. But yeah, just leave a comment, or you can message me on Instagram or something like that, but just let me know.